No one is gonna randomly fall in love with you. If you wanna be in a loving relationship, you actually have to talk to people and go on dates and not just make sad posts about your love life on social media. Shut up! Shut up! Hey everybody, welcome back. Today on my channel, we are looking at some hard to swallow pills. Need I say more? Girls actually love nice guys, but you probably aren't as nice of a guy as you think you are. I think that's right. I love it when a guy that thinks he's a nice guy just goes, hey, I'm a nice guy. Hey man, I'm a nice guy. Anybody who's nice doesn't have to reinforce the idea that they're nice. I'm a nice guy. You're not. You're not as nice as you think you are. Nobody owes you anything for being nice. It's what the standard human being should be. Yep, that's a hard to swallow pill for sure. It's hard to remember that as well. Like, especially when you're so nice to people and then they take advantage of your kindness and then you have to, I don't know. I feel like that's definitely a hard to swallow pill for me. You should be nice just because you should be, not because you're gonna get anything in return or because people are gonna treat you the way that they want, not because you expect anything in return or not because, you know, you're expecting some sort of behavior out of somebody. Going to church every Sunday doesn't make you a good person. Yeah. Granted, I will say, I used to go to youth group. I was like hardcore Christian growing up, and this was by choice. This wasn't like my parents forcing me to go. Some of the best people I've ever met are Christians, and they go to church every Sunday. They are genuinely wonderful people, selfless people, and they're motivated by, you know, something bigger than themselves, which is, you know, in this society, I feel like it's very motivated by what you want and yourself. But I mean, I've also met some terrible people who justify their actions because they go to church every Sunday. Some of your problems are your own fault and won't get better until you actively do something about it. Yeah. That's when you need friends that'll be honest with you, you know, not yes men. Because people that just say that it's not your fault, it's not your fault. I mean, it can't just not be your fault every time. It takes 2 to tango or 3 to tango or whatever the hell the saying is. Sometimes it's your fault. And the sooner you figure that out and come to terms with it, the sooner you can change and improve your life. Even when 2020 ends, it doesn't mean things will be better. Yeah. I feel like people like to blame the year. It's like, oh, 2020 can't get any worse, can it? And then it does. It just depends on how you look at it, you know? Granted, 2020 sucks. Like, it's a sucky year. Suck it a big one. But it's what you make of it, man. Not everyone will like you no matter what you do. Some people will just not like you. Yeah, I'm realizing this more and more, especially being someone who really needs to be liked by everybody. I've come to terms with the fact that it's not possible for everyone to like you, and you shouldn't try to please everybody because sometimes people just won't like you. Sometimes I would go into like an audition and it was amazing. It was an amazing audition, but then you don't get it for whatever reason. And it could be something as dumb as you remind someone of their ex-wife or some girl that rejected them, or, you know, who knows why people choose not to like you, especially when it comes to strangers on the internet. I don't know, not sure. But trying to please everybody, it's pretty much pointless. Especially when there's lots of people who do like me, right guys? Right? You can't keep everyone you love around you forever. Yep. Unfortunately, most relationships and friendships and your significant other, there's a very high chance that they won't be your significant other forever. It's like 1 in 2, right? So sad. But that's why it's good to have a good relationship with yourself. If you love yourself, you're never not gonna be around yourself. Huh? Someone holding you accountable is not the same thing as someone attacking you. True. Very true. I feel like as you start to take more and more criticism and you start to read more and more criticism about yourself, you start to realize that like criticism is not even, you read it as someone's really mad at you, but they're not. You know, like they're not as mad as you think, and they could be saying it in a tone that's like very reassuring. Constructive criticism is not the same thing as trolling. I do try to take criticism. I appreciate criticism a lot. But then again, I also don't read the comments very often anymore. Because every time I go down there, I feel like my day is ruined. There's a lot of really nice things, and then there's one that's like, yeah, I'm not gonna look at that anymore. A significant subset of the population will behave as shitty as they are allowed to or can get away with. Yeah, man, this is so true. And it just makes me like how are you able to just be such a jerk and get everything you want, you know? How? I hope karma gets you. It will. One day. There are a lot of people you might be compatible with in terms of relationships, but there's no perfect one and only out there waiting for you. You need to find someone that's close enough and make them the one and only on your own. Yeah, I think that's a huge reason why people these days just choose to be single for a lot later in life. I think that we're all caught up with this idea that like, we want the only one. I have my only one, my soulmate out there. But in reality, I feel like you might have a couple of soulmates or a few soulmates. Everyone you meet in life could be your soulmate for one reason or another, you know? Everyone you meet in life teaches you something. What exactly? You don't know yet, but I guess that's the great thing about life. It'll make sense someday. Women who work for tips are not flirting with you. Yeah. I think that's one reason why I could never be a server. I can't flirt. I can't flirt with guys that I don't like. It weirds me out. Props to the women who can. Absolutely. It's just part of the job. I can't bring myself to do it. It's too hard. Your friends do love you. Your brain is just mean. Oh. That's hard to swallow. Your brain is mean, isn't it? Stop it. Stop being so mean. Huh? It is a mean brain. Your brain will say some of the worst, like you wouldn't even say that stuff to your worst enemy, but you say it to yourself. There are people with fundamentally different worldviews and you will never be capable of seeing eye to eye with some of them. I think this is definitely true for this day and age. And you shouldn't alienate someone or think less of somebody because they have a different opinion than you. It's just the way it is, man. We're not all clones and we're not all sheep. We grew up based on our surroundings and the people that influenced us, and even just where you live in life is going to influence your opinions about things. People who've hurt you is going to influence your opinion. So to hate somebody based on an entire lifetime of struggle and trying to survive, essentially, I think it's silly. You can't make someone love you. Yep. Definitely true. In fact, the more you try to make someone love you, the less they'll love you. It's possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not weakness, that is life. Pretty much. But it's okay to lose. It's okay to fail. Just keep trying. Don't be afraid of failure, guys. You're a prick to somebody. I probably am. There's probably some people watching this that are like, Charlotte, you're a Maybe there are. Don't know how they know that because they never met me, but you're probably right. I just drooled. I'm a drooly bitch. Please love me. Please love me and my drool. Your anxiety will never disappear. Rather, you are going to have to learn how to manage it so that you will not avoid life altogether. Yeah, so based on the video that I posted to my channel last week, I did learn how to manage my anxiety. I got off the medication and yeah, I figured out how to deal with it on my own. It's a lot of being good to yourself and it's your mindset as well. Worrying about stuff that you can't change. All anxiety is worrying about the future or even the past, like worrying about stuff that's not happening right now. And the way that I dealt with it was be present. Try to be present at all times. It's a lot harder than it seems. A lot harder than you would think to be totally and completely present. But it'll get rid of your anxiety. By the way, I'm not a doctor. That is just what works for me. Okay? Realizing life is really not fair. Yep, it's not. It's really not fair at all. But you know, sometimes in life, you think that you know what you want. And this doesn't happen for everyone, but in my case, I had no idea. I thought I knew what I wanted, but in reality, what worked out for me is actually a lot better than what I wanted. So yeah, it's not fair, but life also surprises you in ways that you never expected. And sometimes it turns out better than you thought. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's but in other ways, it's not so bad, is it? Your parents are getting old. Yeah, that's sad. I don't like this one. I love my parents very much. I don't want them to get old. They're still young in my eyes. They look pretty good. They look pretty good for 60s, you know? Still young. Cringing at your past means you've developed as a person. It's true. You ever think back like on your past, like something you did when you were a kid that still makes you cringe? It's so embarrassing. That happens a lot. It's like, why am I thinking about that time that I threw up in my hands in the middle of 4th grade class? Why am I thinking about that? It's okay for someone to scroll through social media even though they haven't replied to your messages yet. It doesn't mean they don't care about you. Using social media requires less effort than engaging in a personal conversation. I guess so. That one's a pretty hard to swallow pill, I guess. I don't know about that one, guys. Still pisses me off when I see people liking stuff on Instagram, yet they're not responding. Drives me nuts. You don't deserve anything. Nothing is gonna happen for you unless you make it happen. Damn friggin' straight. So go out there and make it happen. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Did you enjoy it? I did. I feel like I learned some life lessons today. You know? It's one of those things where you read these things and you know, they're true. Doesn't make them any less hard of a pill to swallow. Subscribe!